welcome to episode 4 of Salty Banter. As always, total free for all. Let's see what's happening this week in reefing. Top left of my screen is Mr. Budnick from Great Lakes Corals. What has been happening in your week in reefing?
All right. We got a ton of corals in from Chris Meckley last week, and I did a blind pick, and I picked a few other things, and then I was a little worried with the blind pick after getting the invoice. He actually wrote down everything that he picked out. And he was like, oh, fuck, I got cabbage coral and some Kenya trees, daisy polyps. But it ended up being an awesome order, and I was super happy about it at the end of the day. Even the things I wasn't excited about ended up being better than normal. So that was pretty cool.
So you said, use the term blind pick.
Yeah, it's for $500, I got 2 of them, and he just cherry picks for you. And he had posted something on Facebook earlier this week about how they pick better when they're blind picking. They want to pick the best, so they pick the best for you.
So does that suggest that people with poor eyesight have very clean noses?
Yeah, sure.
Like a mystery box sort of thing.
Well, they've got to, because they use a sense of smell more, don't they?
Mystery box.
Blind picking is better. Anyway, so mystery box.
Yeah, mystery box. It worked out pretty good. In the past, stuff like that has not worked out very great for me, and it's always been a disappointment. But this was pretty sweet.
The store, how do like cabbage corals and Kenya trees sell? Because sometimes, like for beginners, those are the best corals.
So they sell freaking awesome. I mean, a Kenya tree is this big giant leather chunk that fills up a space for $20. And I just have to warn everybody before they buy one, like, hey, you'll probably be pissed off at me in a year, and they're going to be hard to get out of the tank. But it's sweet right now, especially if you're just trying to learn the ropes. It's pretty hard to kill.
I think soft corals are on the up, to be honest.
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Even the daisy polyps, they're dirt cheap. You can cut them up. They grow fast. They take over your rock work, and then you're really fucked. But for a beginner, I think that's what you're looking for. I don't know why everyone worries about like, oh no, it's going to take over. When in the beginning, that's our goal, is for a bunch of corals to take over.
Yeah, you're just desperate for anything to survive and grow. So to see something grow, and a tree to grow a new trunk, for example, it's such a massive win. I loved it.
And it is funny to hear them come back, and they're like, oh, it's been in there for 4 days, and it's already getting the shoot off the side, and I'm doing so freaking good. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to tell them it's just a Kenya tree, and maybe it's not so much your skill.
You don't get them a badge and a hat and put up some bunting.
Yeah, they're giving diplomas out.
I remember when I first started in hobby, I bought some bits off this guy, and he had a 4-foot tank, and it was just absolutely full of pulsing xenia. That was the only thing that was in it, and I was just like mesmerized. It was like, oh my God, that looks amazing. But now I look back and think, ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny how they all evolve, though. I still love, like, somebody joined our Discord. Apologies, I've forgotten what your name is, but they have these green kind of like Kenya trees, but there's one in particular in the tank that looks like an actual tree. You know, it's got a bolt right stick. I think I said this in the last Salty Banter, actually. How fucking boring.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. Love it.
You're from Canada?
Could be. I see Jordan had to leave and come back.
Oh, did he? He must have been up too late. He's tired.
No, I think he's
watching a Mike Tyson fight.
His account got flagged for like spamming or something.
Huh.
Do you guys know about spam in America? The actual correct what spam actually is?
Was that meat substance in it?
Yeah, it's meat. Yeah,
it's popular with.
We don't eat it.
An age group.
Is it tinned meat?
Yeah, spam sandwiches is what was after the war, right?
What's that?
It was really big and
preserved
after World War II.
Yep.
Spam's good in macaroni and cheese. Cut that shit up in cubes, put in macaroni and cheese, bake it.
Realize spam was ever good.
It's
We're
good.
talking about
I
America.
don't
You need
think
to
it's
be
good.
specific about
You
the
might
what.
not know it's good, but it's good.
Which one?
That's more for me if you guys don't eat it.
I'm so glad everybody talked over what Lee just said.
What'd you say, Lee? One more
No, it's
time?
fine. Mr. Budnick, what else has been happening in your week in reefing? Let's not talk war.
Yeah.
I didn't mention it.
See, I did place a big fish order yesterday, but I just realized it probably won't be out of quarantine in time for Black Friday. So that's okay. Maybe I can do Cyber Monday sales for all the fish that come out. Been doing a lot on the website still. The website is so freaking hard. I think I complain every banter about it, but it's so hard to keep it up to date and add things to it. And especially when in the back of your mind, you're like, fuck, I gotta go do that chore in the tank over there. And I haven't been able to get to it. And
Well, there's a good thing we got
it's hard
Discord,
to-
so you can stay on your computer all the time.
yeah, that
I
even
get
makes
it,
it
right?
harder.
Do you think at some point, and I know obviously it's not easy, and I think every small company gets to this stage, would you employ somebody to help? I know it's a big deal. I do get it.
Well, lately, I was thinking it'd be nice to just have someone come in like only 4 hours a week and just doing a little tidying up. And I think there's a lot of hobbyists that would be happy with store credit, especially if it was way over minimum wage. Even if I specified like, do you want to work for Coral? They would gladly come in and scrape some tanks down or siphon some poo.
If I was in Michigan, buddy, I'd be there.
Hell yeah, man.
That's Sam. I'd come do it, but
siphon
commute
poo
would be a
for
bastard.
free.
God, think of all that bushed coral that you could have had scraped glass for.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yep.
thinking.
You
They
can
can
always
still
bring
take
it back out the bush.
Yeah.
I'll do it for some phosphate.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's phosphate in the bush somewhere. So that's a shame your fish are not coming in time. Did you know that
Yeah.
at the time of ordering, or is that?
No, it was kind of just how money worked out, and I was kind of waiting for wholesalers to drop some sales, and none of them are until like the week of Black Friday. So it just is not going to work out for me regardless. If I wanted to, I would have had to pre-plan it another week behind. But
other people who don't quarantine, it's fine
good
for. But since you
it's
take it
good
to
for
another
them.
level, yeah.
I was going to say, do you only sell quarantine then, Zach?
Yep, but they have the option if they can look at the fish list if they want to pull it out of quarantine in the back room before. They're more than welcome. Because to be honest, a lot of people don't care at all whether it's quarantined or not. So
Yeah,
some people don't want to wait an extra 14 days or even 5 days. They're like, oh, just pull it out.
I would rather
get a
not
discount?
sell a tiny coral, but
No
if somebody
discount.
really wants it, they can have it.
I think a lot of the times it's like we're in a weird spot. You have to drive pretty far for a lot of people, and it's not worth another 2-hour trip or so in 5 days to come get the fish that they wanted. So I
Makes sense.
water test yesterday around the store, and everything was looking awesome until I hit to the SPS system, and the nutrients are just about fucking gone. The phosphate was the big 0.0. Nitrates are at 3.
Again,
And man, there's so much shit like turds in my sump. I don't know how it could be bottoming out every fucking time. It's ridiculous. I'm just pouring nitrate in. I turn the skimmer off. There's no refugium. It's just some rock in there, a bio brick. The filter socks, they clog in like 6 hours. So as soon as you put a filter sock in, they're just overflowing and they're just there to like not do anything. It's just a clean, dirty tank.
what about a big roller filter?
I put not a big one. I had a roller filter in there at one time, and it went through a roll in like 2 weeks. It was the Aquamax one, and I decided it wasn't worth the money, especially if I wasn't trying to lower nutrients anymore. So,
Just thinking if you can save time being clever with technology here, there, and everywhere, it gives you more time to either do the website or you can do more in the store and somebody else does the website. Or
well, granted, the filter socks I have on my my chore list to switch them out every 2 weeks, but I usually just check it off as done and I never do it. So they might get like every 7 days to 14 days.
I've never heard of somebody that works for themselves pen whipping their to-do list. That's a new one. I mean,
like those
see it where I work all the time, but like I've never heard of somebody that works for themselves doing that. That's
like those little checklists.
The bold
in the
move.
back of public toilet doors. It has been cleaned every hour. Has it? Fuck. There's shit all over the walls.
Yeah. I'm not
And
cleaning
I
that.
didn't put it there, and I've been in here an hour.
Fuck that. You wouldn't sit in one of those stalls.
I'd rather use a porta john. Another thing, the quarantines in the back, they've been fishless for the last week. But I had a little fear of urinoma on a pyramid butterfly. I had separated it before and trying to keep it alive during the whole quarantine process outside of the quarantine tank. It ended up passing eventually, and I scraped it and microscoped it. And from my untrained eyes, it totally looked like there was some urinoma bits going around on the slide on the microscope. So I drained the tanks in the back and I ran fresh water for a few days. So no salt water at all. And supposedly that's like an easy way to get rid of urinoma, usually within 24, 48 hours. I ran it for like 3 to 4 days. It was only in one system that I saw. And that's a real bitch of a parasite to get, because you can't do fishless or anything like that. You can't, most chemicals don't work unless you're really doing like bleach or a ton of hydrogen peroxide. So that's like one thing I really fear a lot is that specific parasite in fish whenever I'm dealing with stuff like that. I do not want to get urinoma in the front retail.
So you don't have a vet just kicking about in the back, scraping every single fish you buy? No.
Well, I haven't ordered my lab coat yet, but I was thinking Black Friday would be a good time that I could get one.
Do you want to borrow mine?
Yeah, if it fits.
I don't mind going into surgery without it.
Small business. You wear all the hats, right?
There's no back though. There's no back.
That's funny. But that's it. I can't think of anything else.
That's a decent week in reefing. So what have you done to alleviate your zero phosphates?
Yesterday I turned the skimmer off again, and then I made a big batch of food, some roids, some coral frenzy, some liquid food from Brightwell.
I'll do it.
And then I did find a bag.
Have you considered shitting in the tank?
I did, but they never float, so I was scared I wouldn't find it again.
Mum, what's that fish?
The brown trout.
Is that not
tasty.
from like the Eddie Murphy, the big brown and then the big brown shark came?
No.
His brother's playing with it in the bath. Oh man! If you haven't watched it, please watch Eddie Murphy Raw. It is so old now. I think he was only in his late teens or early 20s when he did it.
Wrong. It was Delirious, not Raw.
Oh, well, is Raw the
Delirious is first one.
Yeah, so no, Raw was before Delirious.
No, it wasn't. Other way around.
Somebody get on Google and make a fool of Lee for me.
When was this music album? Party All the Time.
I'm pretty sure Raw was before Delirious, but anyway.
No, it wasn't.
Well, the one that he wore the red suit.
Yeah, that's Delirious.
That was first, yeah. And
yeah,
then
that's Delirious.
Oh, you're joking. Have I got the names fucking wrong?
Yep.
How embarrassing. Watch them both, people. Watch them both.
Oh, yeah, they're both definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, Delirious had the red suit on. 1983.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the comedy is still totally and utterly on point.
And Raw in
Ron,
1987.
you were like a 5-year-old?
Yeah, I was 4.
Yep, me too.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, I'm not going next. I'm sick of going really early on. So, Liam, your weekend reefing. Your water looks even cleaner.
Yeah, it's looking good. Seems to be doing that. I've kept on top of changing the filter floss and trying to keep as much in suspension as I can.
That's hard.
Get some coop resorb out. I'm still finding it.
Did you say Cooper Zorb?
Yeah, I turned my tank into a giant reactor by putting it in the filter sock and then not thinking, the filter sock overflows.
Yeah. Could take only 6 hours.
Yeah, lesson learned. No, it's all doing good. Got new fish. It's been a couple of weeks now, hasn't it, since last salty banter. I've got a rabbit fish. I bought some more snails. I bought a money cowrie, giant thing the size of your fist.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, my daughter's named it the leopard print snail. It's
Leopard
I thought that were a tiger, to be honest, because money's the only tiny usually.
Well, it's marked up as that. It's South Yorkshire Aquatics. It could have been a dolphin for all we know.
Yeah, true. I've been in there a few times. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
What store is this, sorry?
South Yorkshire Aquatics is where I got it from.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
It's in South Yorkshire and it's an aquatic shop.
Thanks, Lee. So everything's going well in the system. Anything else happening?
Yeah, it's going well. The Xenia has... I put some Xenia in my sump. I'm going to try and turn it to a Xenia fuge.
Neat.
Like dong?
Yeah. But I've always found it quite a high photosynthetic coral. It creates a lot of energy from the light with the pulsing sensation. And therefore, you get a bit of a better pH boost. That's my theory behind it anyway.
Is that what makes them pulse? The light?
In my logic, the pulsing, they're using more energy than a Kenya tree that's floating about.
So do you have that's underneath the tank?
Yeah, underneath the tank in the fuge section.
Do you have the fuge section blocked off so only the light hits the fuge section?
No, I need to.
I always have problems when I light up under my sump with coralline algae spreading like wildfire.
Yeah. Just scrape it off, let it go through the tank, can populate the rockwork.
Well, it's everywhere in my tank. I don't like it on my skimmers and pumps.
No. Chuck a couple of urchins in the sump. That might do the job.
Yeah.
I don't think anything else has happened. We're all good.
Bruce is good.
Bruce is good. Yeah.
Good.
How is your frags doing that you got off Ron?
Amazing. Absolutely spot on. They're all growing. I'm starting to see growth. No tips yet, but spacing out on frag bugs. Good.
Excellent.
All good.
Well, Jason, the reason why I was giggling earlier is because normally I can't fucking see your face. But you've got yourself a new light, and I could see your face giggling away like a little schoolboy earlier as soon as somebody said the word turds. And then it completely it destroyed me.
Where's the hat? No hat today.
I got a haircut.
Yeah,
look,
I've noticed.
Look
Showing it off.
Yeah.
You get a transplant?
And
I didn't even know you had hair.
I just didn't feel like going to find a hat this morning, so
it's like getting rid of your head sleeves.
Kinda. I mean, it's been a big week. I got a haircut. My son got a haircut because his hair was out of control. So we've had a big week.
And you've got some new equipment, which is exciting.
Got a UV going. I was going to put that off until today or tomorrow, but I figured I might as well just get after it last night and go ahead and get that installed. So it's running. It's not leaking. I had a leak last night. Had to fiddle with the connections a little bit just to find the sweet spot, not too tight, not too loose. But everything's good now.
Running from your return back into the tank through it?
It's the pump is sitting in with my skimmer right now. I have to move some stuff around. So it's still a work in progress, but it's actually in with the skimmer. It's in the skimmer section.
It's totally separate pump?
Yes.
Than the existing setup?
Yeah, it came out of the box right here. I'll show you the box.
Your UV came with a pump?
Yeah.
Siche.
Yeah, so it comes with like one of their like 1.0 like little pumps and all the fittings, everything. So it's like a complete system in essence, you know. That's not bad.
Did you
Seems
register
pretty
the
good.
warranty?
Yeah, I need to do that. I have the warranty stuff over there. I didn't do it last night, but
I always forget. It's too late.
yeah, usually that's how it works. But yeah, it's pretty good. It seems to be it's running. I don't know if it's going to help. Hopefully it does. We'll see.
It'll do something.
Exactly. So, yeah,
Cool.
That's about it though. Tank still looks like shit.
Good.
You know, nutrients are high.
Rama, do you want a request?
I'll take some.
That's got to go on a t-shirt.
I have surplus. I can send you some. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I haven't really done a whole lot this week. I need to hit a water change after a while, after I put a new freaking TV up. So,
are you doing more water changes than normal with your problems going on, or are you doing the same amount that you always would?
I'm doing the same amount or less. I haven't actually done one. I was going to do one last weekend, and I just ran out of time, so I didn't do one last weekend. So it's been like 14 days. So I'm going to try to hit, I don't know, 20% today probably. But yeah, I mean, I'm not doing any more than what I was, so just try to keep it as consistent as possible. It's been hard though. Consistency's been hard right now, so I got a lot going on otherwise. You know how that goes.
So don't you so I know I tease you about not having a second tank next to your tank, right?
Yeah, no.
Do you have a tank sitting around? Why don't you just put another tank up just to have more water volume? Throw some rock in it.
Well, I mean, I could, but that means I have to figure out where all this stuff that's sitting here is going to go. Because like,
oh, you took up the other half of the tank stand with stuff?
Well, I mean, like all of the stuff that goes along with like, I don't have the whole basement like to like, you know, kind of spread this stuff out into. So all of the fish tank stuff is right next to the fish tank.
I was just throwing a suggestion out.
Yeah, I mean, I have other tanks and I could put another tank up.
I just wonder if water volume would help you with throwing some rock in there and just having like another. Well, smaller water volumes are more difficult.
It couldn't hurt. The bitch about it is I had none of these problems. Well, not like this, at least, when I had a much smaller water volume. Now I have double the water volume. I actually have more than double the water volume, and I have more issues. Stupid fucking hobby.
More water.
You don't have that hang on back refugium.
No, well, I killed the refugium there a few months ago because I couldn't get nutrients in the tank. Now I can't get rid of the fucking nutrients. So, like, it swung really hard from nothing to all of it. So, yeah.
Okay, back to reefing. I'll go this time. So, I had to swap this tank out, as you all know. I think what I'll do is, in editing, I'll just drop the video now. So that was me swapping my reef tank.
Wow, that looks so impressive, did that video.
Anything to get some extra views.
Well, it got all the views, so there's that.
What are you up to now, bro?
Isn't that weird?
What's it up to?
On? It's over 2,000, I think.
It was over 2,000 the last time I looked.
That's bonkers.
Hey, people like glamour.
I was thinking about it yesterday, though. Is it really that? I mean, even right now, I was on Reddit the other day, and people are talking about Red Sea failures and swapping out tanks. So maybe it's not that crazy that swapping out a Reefer 300 XL is a search term on YouTube.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I actually only wrote the actual tagline just to post to you guys on Discord mainly. I didn't post it anywhere else on social media. So I didn't go using like buzzwords or anything like that. I just wrote Reefer swap out, I think is what I wrote.
Yeah. Reefer 300 XL swap out. 2.7K views so far in 2 days.
Well done.
Don't say well done. I don't know what I did, Liam.
Yeah, well done.
Keep it up.
Well done.
That's the best. When you don't know what you did and it just worked out.
As I said, it was an epic video. I've just said that. And I was praising you.
Thank you, Lee.
Quit trying so hard.
I've watched it about 18,000 times so far.
Oh, good. That's very kind of you.
No, I've watched it a couple of times. I have, because I like the music on it as well.
Isn't
it is really nice and put together.
Cool?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the music. When I was editing, I was like, no, I'm just going to listen to that again.
It's a good video. I mean, it was a good video. So,
thank you.
I prefer a voiceover rather than trying to read.
So that is something I'm going to try and do moving forward. I totally agree with you because I had to keep stretching the timing of the words because they were quite wordy, some of them.
Yeah, it's not a GIF.
There were words in it.
You add some volume.
Yeah. Oh shit, the cold hang.
Yeah. So the two guys, the poor sods, are trying to lift this rock and try to do it as carefully as they can. I'm like, get out of the fucking way, that's my fish. And then as the rock's going back in, this wee Anthea just goes bloop and falls onto one of the steps of the step ladder. I was like, don't stand on it. Oh, yeah. So I'm not going to lie, it went absolutely perfectly until I then went to put the plumbing back on and then one of the pipes was leaking. So I'll drop a photo now of where it was leaking. And so there's three connections through the tank. So there's your return from the sump, so under pressure, water going up and back into the tank. Then you've got your emergency drain, which is obviously higher than your main drain. And then you get your main drain. And I was seeing a leak on the return, so the one under pressure, bringing water back from the sump. And when I unscrewed it, it came out really easily. So the O-ring wasn't really under pressure going into the pipe. So I was shoving it up like that, but it was a bit loose. So to test whether it was the pipe or whether it was O-ring or something else going on, I undid the emergency drain. And I then, because it's all bespoke pipe, because I'm running a remote sump, I then just put that on the return. And it was a right good, and it popped out, and then I put it in, and it just went, whoop, straight in. So it's weird diameter, and I've checked it for cracks or hairline splits or anything like that. I can't see anything, but it's definitely just a tiny bit bigger.
See, that's the thing. O-rings around a diameter are into a straight fit diameter are never really good. Like they should be a butt shut off O-ring. Why don't they do a butt shut off O-ring where then your tightener pulls the two together?
Yeah, and they could do that because actually the connection that goes through the tank that you then screw your pipe work, which would normally go to the sump, the diameter within that is bigger than the actual pipe. So there's more than enough room for an actual washer to go in there for that pipe to butt up against. Yeah. So yeah, just I don't know what's happened. I don't know why the pipe is just slightly bigger than the other two. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be, but that's the only one that's leaking, and that is why it was leaking. So of course I had a wedding yesterday. It was dripping out, and it was only 2 or 3 drips an hour, but it was enough to cause me serious stress. So I just PTFE taped the fuck out of it. cranked it.
Me.
So
And it's not clipped since.
You just taped the O-ring?
No, I taped
the
threads of the pipe coming through the glass, and I taped over the O-ring to give it more of a diameter and shoved it in, and it has completely stopped the leak. But I have ordered a new pipe. So the only thing I'm going to say is amazing that Red Sea sent me a new tank, and I'm not complaining. I am in no way being ungrateful. I don't mean it that way, but see, trying to get an average person that hasn't done quite a lot of work on tanks to unscrew those through the weird pipes, which are really tight, without a tool. Let's bear in mind, you're not allowed to use tools on them. That's quite a big ask. Now, they did send a pack of new O-rings, and by a pack of new O-rings, I mean every O-ring on the entire tank. They sent me a full pack of all the different sizes, colours, and stuff.
Must pack them into kits, and it's easy just to send a whole kit.
But I think moving forward, I think they should send new pipes to go through the tank, so it's just a brand new, shiny. Another thing I think they should do is I think they should include some lubrication, like that Molykote stuff, that MP40s and stuff. See, when you put that over because it's a double O-ring that passes through the bottom of the tank. So it's a thread, a bit of pipe, O-ring, thread. So you actually screw the first thread through the tank, it then drops down to the double O-rings. You then put a little bit of pressure on those two O-rings, and then the next thread then catches inside the weir, and then you screw that down, and then it's got one of those notched rings, so it kind of goes and bites in. So see, to unscrew that, to replace it, it's a bit of a fucking nightmare. And I don't know if the average hobbyist is going to do that correctly. So I think they should send not all the pipe work into the sump with the gate valve and all the rest, but I'm not asking for that, but I think they should send pipes, and I think they should lubricate them as well.
The stuff that goes actually passes through the tank.
Don't separate.
Oh, sorry, two people talking at the same time now.
Go ahead, Taters.
I think they should make tanks where the seams don't separate.
There's that.
That's unrealistic.
Get it straight. It's the seal of the seal. Wasn't the seal.
The armored seal, yes.
Yeah, but the stuff that passes through the tank, like when they send out a new tank like that, you would think that the stuff that actually goes through it, they would give you new. Because that's high failure stuff. I mean, it's, because of where it is.
During disassembly, especially.
Yeah, during it, absolutely. Things like that, when they come apart, sometimes don't come apart correctly. So
salt gets in there, they seal off.
Unscrew tension on the actual kind of bulkhead that goes through the tank that comes from the factory. And there's a plastic nut on that they glue to the bottom of the glass. And when you're unscrewing that, you're putting so much force on it, that starts to crack a little. I don't mean crack by split. I mean, that kind of way you can hear the glue starting to kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They glue it. They glue the nut to the glass. That's
I
so
gotta
weird.
admit, all the rules about. Well, I understand some unions, but I always use tools. I never just do it by hand. I mean, I can see how people have no fucking clue, but just a little feel saves you so much. Just you can feel it tighten with a little wrench or something. Like, just you can't be a fucking idiot and just, you know what I mean?
I mean, these are designed pretty well, Jim, though, that when you're actually tightening it by your hand, it can only go a certain amount because of that kind of ratchety thing I'm talking about. It gets to a certain point. You can't tighten it anymore. That's as tight as it's going to go.
What about loosening it?
Well, that's just it, because you're going against a right angle. So those ratchets have an angle like that, and then the 90 degree. And once it gets that 90 degree, you're forcing against a 90 degree face.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you do more harm trying to do it by hand than if you had a wrench, because you're trying to torque it so bad, you're putting stress on other joints rather than just a wrench that allows you to, get in there and just pop it loose.
Well, it's healing okay now, but obviously my hands were wet when I was doing it, and I have an injury on my hand. A big bit of flesh actually came off the palm of my hand during.
Were you fucking around? Were you fucking around with your gas, your natural gas tank on the back of your forklift for that little injury? Get a little burst, feel like eraser size like burn on the palm of your hand there.
You should mention that because I have done that before. Yeah. So so the tank swap went well. You've already watched the video. Then there was a leak, and the only other thing I have to report about the tank during the swap is everything's been fine, but my magnesium consumption has skyrocketed. No idea. So within like 6 hours of the tank move, my magnesium had dropped from 1350 to 1170.
Did you recalibrate?
Quite a big.
I recalibrated the Trident, and I've got a Hannah egg magnesium, which has never let me down. And it was 1170.
That's crazy.
And I was like, oh,
weird.
It is weird. I mean, there's only one more.
What stress? That's crazy. What stress did the coral go under that they needed magnesium to heal?
Well, the only coral that showed mega stress in terms of like really sliming up was the one at the very, very top of the tallest rockwork, because it was exposed to air for 3 minutes during then draining the water from the tank into the vat where the rockscape was put, and it slimed up and it was proper snotty, thick slime. Like,
yeah, I saw that in the video.
You'd almost
I could see it.
Feel it in your fingers. Yeah.
Doesn't magnesium mess with snails? If it goes too high,
it kills them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it's like, if we're not feeling well or something, we drink a bunch of orange juice. Maybe.
Well, it might have been wrong.
Like, I'm not feeling so well.
What it might have been is, what it might have been is, were you putting a load of fresh water in that big tub?
Yes.
And you put it in, it's give them a growth spurt. I know with freshwater fish, they'll release an enzyme and then they stop growing once it's filled water. Maybe it's the same thing with corals. Once you put them in fresh water, it's give them a growth spurt, and then as soon as you put it back in tank, they just consumed up magnesium because they're growing.
Yeah, the only other thought I had was that the salt I actually mixed up brand new and fresh and put in the tub before I then drained the tank was way lower in magnesium than it should have been.
That makes no sense.
Didn't somebody say that they were getting salt with low magnesium?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a thing.
When the fuck did Jason get a logo?
A while ago.
Did he? I missed it. That must have been my time away.
I made
this
that
fucking guy,
and it has thrown me off quite a few times. I'm not going to lie. On Discord, it's like, who's this sleeveless reefer?
This fucking guy.
It's brilliant.
I do like the logo.
Did the old thing have any like coralline algae on it, or I know you keep things pretty clean, but could that be sucking up some of the mag?
Coralline algae definitely is accelerating on the rock since I'm dropping my calcium. So remember, I've told you quite a few times that the rock the entire rock grew just slightly, like it grew a skin. And then there was one day when I first threw my first tuxedo urchin in, and it's grinding away, and it was leaving these pure white trails. And when I looked at the pure white trails, they were really thick down to the rock. And I was like, what is that? So I got a little right-angled metal tool, and I just went like that. And these giant flakes, like a white skin, were coming off my rockscape. And I think the entire rock has been having a kind of precipitate build-up of calcium. But that is now starting to break down, and coralline is starting to get a bit more of a hold. So you might have a point there, Russ. There is definitely more coralline starting to grow.
What we got here, Lee?
I've got a snail that's decided he wants to sit on his back.
Save the snails.
So the only other news I have is my light arrived. Yay! I have it here.
If he
Well,
wasn't glamorous
let's
enough,
see it then.
It's still in its box, everybody.
you better open that fucker. You let it sit for too long and you open it, you find cracked shit.
Yeah. Well, the
Boy,
first thing I found was the fact that there was no power pack.
There's no power?
No. It was a separate box. It turns out Exodus in the UK wasn't their fuck up. It was the delivery company. The guy still had it in his van. He came back the next day. So.
We downloaded the app, Rob.
This is the strategy.
The app that exists.
Yeah.
So
that was funny last
huge.
night.
Meanwhile,
wow.
Power bar, okay, which has a kettle lead on the end of it for the UK.
Where are you going to hide that?
Well, the cable on the light is huge, I've been told, so that'll be a way down the back of the tank. And then there's this kind of black box that I have to wire myself. By wire myself, I mean there's 4 bare cables on the end of the light cable that I just have to screw down onto a board.
A bit like the coral cares, then. They're like that.
Yeah, the whole point is that I actually will be wiring this through a wall probably, so it's actually really handy that I just stick it through.
So you can cut the cord shorter if you want, or what?
Yeah. So the box opens really, really easily. And then another really cool thing that I didn't actually realize these lights did, it has an Ethernet port. Which is really cool. So yeah, the box just opens up with your fingers, that's it open. And inside, there's a little board. As you see, there's 4 screws there. You just attach the wires.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I've not actually had the light full out the box because obviously we were at a wedding yesterday. We've just not had any time to fuck around with it. So I'm going to do a live unboxing.
Were you at the wedding yesterday thinking about that light?
Of course I was.
Yeah.
Any bow ties?
I was thinking about how I would propose to it.
I wouldn't consider it your friend having a wedding when your light comes. It's just some people.
Yeah, right.
Do you know what? I wish I could jump on that joke and totally add to it. But you know what? This girl is so amazing. She decided to get married at a time that suited the business. She's not going on her honeymoon until February because she knows how busy Christmas will be. Wow. And she is going to be back before we get the keys to the new building. So
you better give her a raise.
She's just incredible.
That's going to be a good Christmas bonus.
Yeah, but this isn't all the fact that you couldn't unbox your light and we can't see it.
Well,
but yeah, she sounds like a lovely person. Sorry.
She's incredible. So the first thing I'm going to say about this box is it's really, really fucking heavy. It's a very, very heavy light, but it's one solid piece of aluminium. There's not one piece of plastic.
Is your mount?
How's the packaging? Is the packaging nice?
Whoa, that's big.
It came in 3 really heavy-duty boxes. 3.
Is your mount going to be good enough, or do you got to add some stability up there?
Oh no, it comes with a hanging kit. You can only hang these lights. There is no mounting option.
Yeah, but aren't your current lights are hung?
Yes, they're hung, but they're on a rail. The cables might work, but like I say, I've not had it properly out of the box yet. So let's go.
You only got one?
It's nearly the same size as the entire tank. even the rep said, "Fuck's sake, no, go for the medium." I went, "Nope, give me the large."
Oh, I didn't know they came in sizes like that. I thought it was just
there's
one.
3 different ones.
Oh.
So is this white or black?
That's because none of us can afford them, Zach. That's why we don't know this.
Yeah, I don't even bother to look.
No. Why even
You don't
look?
stock them?
I just fucking bought Radions off AliExpress, bro.
They've started doing the
my man.
ATI
That's what I'm talking about.
on Alibaba.
Wow.
They've ripped them off already.
What is that, like 18 by 18? Oh, 18 by like 28.
Ron, highlight yourself. Highlight yourself, Ron. I want to see bigger.
Yeah, we can only see half a face like Liam.
Hey, hold on. How do I do that? Spotlight for everyone.
Don't fuck this up like Tom.
Can't hear you, Ron. Can't hear you.
Right. Okay. So first things first. Here's the cable. So it's a nice clear cable, so it's quite easy to hide. And that's your 4 connections on the end there. It has, so the hanging sections to connect the hanging cables that hang from your ceiling onto the lights come already pre-attached, as you can see.
Oh.
Does look a nice light.
Man, that's nice.
I'm trying to do a deal with my mate to get little one.
Wasn't Ron supposed to highlight himself? Am I missing something?
He did.
He did.
Scroll over to the left on your video so you're not looking at everybody.
So, yeah, I'll unhide myself.
I'm excited to see it plugged in.
So, yeah, just to go through some of the specs. So, Jim, this is 24 by 18.5 inches, this one. This is
18 by 28. That was pretty close.
So this one is called the 204. It's 100% aluminium, other than the lenses for heat dissipation. And the specs on it are, it has 24 UV bulbs, 24 violet, 24 royal blue, 48 blue, 40 white, 24, then it says 24 white? Oh, white.
Like warm white and cool white.
Yeah, must be white 2, they've called it. 8 cyan and 12 red. It's got 7 LED channels. It's full spectrum. Yeah, and it's fully Wi-Fi controllable with an app, even though some people don't believe that to be the case.
Does it run a moonlight setting?
I have no idea, Jim. Not a clue. I'm hoping to get it mounted in the next couple of days. With the tank move, I didn't want to cause any other like total instability by putting a mega big, bright as the fucking sun light above it. So I'm gonna. I mean, you can see how cloudy it is just now with all the sniz. So,
got a power meter?
Yeah, I've got the power wise. Yeah,
that's right. So you can make sure you double check yours before you shut it down, and
yes, try and replicate it to begin with, and then
or maybe go a little light. Little less to begin with.
100%. Yep.
Ron, why did you decide to switch lights? I know you've been talking about this light for as long as I've known about you. Is that the main reason? Or?
Yes, that's really interesting because you know that kind of way. I feel like every time I buy something, I have to use the same excuse to Bernadette, which is I've wanted this forever. But this is a genuine one. I have wanted an ATI Stratton since the very first time I laid eyes on it, and then of course Scotty had them. And he raved about them. He loved them. In fact, I have never heard anybody, I know very few people with them, but nobody I know that has them hates them. I've
heard one weird thing about them from like a German video, and it's probably BS, but they were talking about the UV in it not being great for coral. But it was just one company. I think they were doing they're like a lab more than they were a store or anything like that. Some German lab. They were talked about that maybe the Strattons had a negative effect, but every tank I've seen them on were amazing.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting. I like trying out new things.
You don't have a choice to not like it at that price.
Well, yeah, they are not cheap, and there's not a lot of margin in them. So I didn't pay much less for this than the average punter will. But no, I'm excited to try it, see how it goes.
It's badass.
Yeah, it's very cool. And the main reason why I wanted it is the silence. Because even in the videos sitting here, I can hear the fans on my lights. It's not annoying. It doesn't drive me crazy, but it's there. And in the summer when the office heats up and the lights are cranking, it can get quite loud.
So do the Strattons, they're passively cooled?
Yes, it's zero fans, just one great big chunk of aluminium. So it'll just.
And why'd you go with that one over the Coral Care? They seem pretty similar.
Yeah, they are similar. See, to be honest, over this system, I would need 2 Coral Cares, which were not far off the same price as this. But I like the fact that this is like about 1 centimeter thick. So
way more.
Way more like
they don't weigh about the same as a small child either, like the Coral Cares do.
And it's fucking glamorous, man.
I mean, yeah, let's be honest here. Like, not many people have that light, and
No,
you know,
for
it's
a
sexy.
YouTuber that's getting thousands of views, you need a light like that.
Fuck.
And coral care does look like a street lamp.
Yeah, they do. But I would possibly when the farm expands, I'll try some coral cares. I have never heard anybody that's ever owned them say a bad word about them. I know people have left coral care, Lee, for example.
Yeah.
He has already said he would go back.
Oh, quite happily. I
mean, they're a nice
getting rid of
light.
them.
Yeah, they're 100% waterproof as well. That is a bonus.
Great for your sump area, Lee.
Sorry?
Great for your sump area.
Oh, yeah. I really regret it. I love the fact that Chris Megley jet washes them to clean them.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do that. Jet wash is different from a little rinse.
Yeah.
Get the snow foam out.
Humidity.
Oh, GSF the fuck out of them. Yes. Lee, you're weak in reefing.
Oh, well, lost a scully because the mushroom decided to sit on it and kill it. What's happened this week? Well, I've got all my new camera equipment. I've played with that for a bit, done some photos, looking at going back to college to study digital photography, so I know what I'm doing with camera.
Good lad. I loved your video on
impressive.
the
That's
new
awesome.
pump.
The what, sorry?
I loved your video on the new pump.
Oh, that was last year. It's an old one, really old. Because
Did you repost it or something then? Because it came up on my stream.
No, but I'd started looking at my old videos and going, shit, I've put some weight on you, fat get. Looking at how slim I was in pictures then, I'm like, I didn't realise I'd got so fat. So I'd started watching some of my old ones, so that usually brings them back up. But no, it was first one in the UK because I won it off Reef Dudes before they'd even been imported.
Yeah, that explains why I was so fucking confused watching it when you were saying all this. I was like, that's not new. But it was new to my YouTube stream.
It came up on my YouTube also.
Okay.
Like just randomly popped up in the For You or whatever. Weird.
That's a bit weird then, but yeah. It's an old video. I'm on Ecotech Experts group. I've been on there for years, and even they said it's the first one we've sent over to UK. So they asked me to do a review on it as well. But I never got around to doing a review. But now I've got this new camera kit and that, I intend to start pushing my YouTube channel again. So, but yeah, it's not a bad pump. It's been up there in tank since that video. But just another Jaya. But yeah. But thank you for the kind words about how polite I am.
I loved it. I loved it. You were so much easier to understand.
Oh yeah, the thing is, if I'm tired, I struggle to talk. Because I bit my tongue off. And I spent two years learning how to talk again. I have to really focus on my speech. So if I'm tired, I start to slur. And it's as I've said before, sometimes even I don't understand what the fuck I've said. Even I'm sat there going, what will that mumble then? Yeah. So yeah, I do try my best to pronunciate better.
No,
I will do in future.
Well.
But yeah,
I have no problem understanding what he's saying.
What did you say, Jim?
I'm convinced.
As long as we don't talk about ironing, you're good.
Man, Bernadette was dying. We watched it like 16 times, and it just got funnier and funnier and funnier.
I do my best. Like, I focus in on you guys. Like, I don't want to. I want to be polite. I want to understand what you're saying, not have you repeat things. And I was trying to dial in on that one.
The look on your face, you could see the wheels going. Like,
I'm like, what are we talking about that he's talking about? Like, how can I figure this out through like some sort of computation?
The thing is, my paranoia kicks in. So you say, what did you just say? And I said, ironing. But my voice goes in my head, goes, that's not how you say it. You say it like this. So then I say it even worse than what I said first time. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. And the voice in my head laughing and going, silly. You look like an idiot. But I guess for you guys, it must be like, does any of you ever watch Father Ted?
Father Ted.
Father Ted, no.
Oh, it's
Irish comedy from a long time ago, actually. Now it's quite old now.
There's a character in it called Father Jack, and all he ever says is feck, drink, and girls. And I think that must be just like what I sound like. Feck.
Girls.
Drink.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I'm as I say, I'm going to go back to college and all that. I've got second design run on control board thing that I'm doing. And finally, on Thursday morning, my Aquaforest products came.
Yay! What did you get? What did you get? Let us know.
Well, there were no T-shirts in it, so I'm a bit disappointed at that. But I got a set of the Complete Pro 3-part dosing system, tub of salt, bottle of Phyto, bottle of Cokie Pods, and 5 different foods, and a load of like aminos and stuff like that. Got quite a bit. When I just sat down this morning, I was chatting with my mate, and we're working out just like the components are 120 quid a set, and I'm like, Jesus, I've got a lot of money here, and I haven't even done out yet. So
when are you selling it all?
I'm not like that. I've got above this tank here. I've got an XR30 that I won on Ecotech Experts, and I won't sell that. I've also got back to first in UK. I was one of the first people to get an Nero 3. I got one of X prototypes, which is just on that tank here as well. So if I get someone
you do well at competitions, don't you?
Yeah.
I have little stints where I do well. And then I have other ones where I don't. So I haven't won out for a while.
So what's the plan with the Aquaforest stuff then, Lee? Are they expecting something in return? Now, I know you already say you've mailed the dick pics, but
yeah,
are they expecting social media?
Yeah.
Okay. So
what they want is
specifications.
Yeah. They said one post on Instagram with them tagged, one post on Facebook on their group with them tagged, and then 2 stories a week. That's what I've got to do. So it's not like it'll give me push to do more work on tank and post more on Insta. And all I've got to do is tag them in it. It don't mean after, oh yeah, this is Aquaforest, blah, 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 blah. Just got to tag them in it. And I watch what my mate Ken does, and he does virtually no. And he's sponsored by him. Each one who got me in touch with him.
So before all this happened, have you used Reef Forest products, and you're a fan of it?
Excuse me. Yeah, I use Aquaforest Life Source.
Aquaforest. Did you just call it Reef Forest? What the fuck?
Well, I wasn't going to correct you. I just, I don't feel like doing that. But yeah, I use Life Source. I've used it for ages. It's really good. And I've used Aquaforest stuff in the past. It's finding it. There's not many places that sell it, and we ain't got many shops around here anyway. So I'm still in 2 minds whether I'm going to separate the 2 systems, and if I separate it, I'll run on one on Aquaforest and one on something else, so I can gauge how well it works.
2 sponsors.
Yeah. Well, no, I'll only have one sponsor other than DLA. But yeah, I'm quite excited to try it. To be fair, it's supposed to be good stuff. My mate Ken's had good results from it, so I'm just going to try push it and hope for the best. And yeah, I'm just honoured to have it, to actually get it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well done. So, you can tell everybody Reefy AF sponsors you. You just don't get it.
Yeah.
So when you tag them on Insta, do you have to be nice, or do you have to be like Liam with Reef Builders?
I don't know. I'll be nice anyway, because I'm just genuinely a nice guy.
Fuck's sake. Not one edit until now.
What? You don't have to edit that, Ron. I'm just saying how much of a nice guy I am, and I'll welcome him anyway. Let's change subject. But yeah, I'm chuffed to bits. I'm chuffed a bit that they thought enough of me to send me this lot, and they're wanting to sponsor me from now on. So
I think it's amazing. Like, seriously, it's amazing. So if you go to, you're talking about separating your systems then. So how easy will that be?
10-minute job.
Wow. Oh, of course, because your fucking pipework's not stuck together, of course.
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to say to you when you're on about your drip. But salt creep is nature's glue.
Aren't they going to go to the same sump? How are you going to separate them?
Well, I've got 2 sets of sumps already, and I've got that new big sump system to plumb in that I ain't got to do in yet. All I'll do is cut the pipes from the big tank, plumb them straight into a big tank, and then blank off the other ones. So these two... Go on, Jim.
You still haven't tied them together?
No, I ain't had time.
Oh.
I've just been too busy. I'm such a, popular person. I'm always out and about.
He's a social butterfly. He's just all over everything.
Yeah, he's a fiddle fucking around with everything. He's got no time to.
I don't spend my time.
This was your tank tour like 2 months ago. You said, "Yeah, I'm about to attach them."
Yeah. I decided a clean kitchen. So that's
well done. It looks great.
It does.
Oh, it looks even better now because there's even more crap out of there.
Yeah, nice.
So I'm now going to do the office upstairs because I've got 2 bedrooms upstairs. So I'm going to clean front bedroom out so I can set up an office and have my camera equipment. So I don't have to do what I'm doing now, whereas I have it all sat on a little... I'll show you. See, this is the magic of television.
Yikes, Lee. I don't want to see what you're going to. Okay.
So that's my computer desk.
Oh, fuck.
So this is what I have to set up every day when I'm on here with you guys. And I want to actually be sat in an office in a comfy chair rather than... Oh,
that'll be good.
Rather than that chair.
It's so difficult to get the colour balance around tank lights. I mean, I've gone without the orange filter today, so I don't look like I'm got liver problems. But I maybe should... And I maybe actually glad I didn't today because look all this snizz. Look at that.
Fucking hell.
Oh, man.
It looks like you put coral snow in.
Yeah, I'm going to spotlight it just so you can see it, how milky it is. Look at that.
It blends in with wall behind you.
It does, doesn't it? Oh, man. Oh, man. So is that all the excitement this week for you, Lee?
Yeah. Everything's growing really well.
Brilliant.
Apart from stuff that's died, everything's growing really well. Tank looks phenomenal. The
Chromis?
Fuck off. Fucking crows. They're all over there. They're all wankers. I did catch the fish that were bullying me Tamia Tang. So Tamia Tang's out and about and bullying everything else now, which is just typical. But yeah, I think that's about it, really. I'm just, as I say, I'm still gobsmacked that I've got all this stuff off Aquaforest.
No, it's brilliant. I hope it really goes well for you. I really do.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Rama. So, still struggling for nutrients then?
Just a little bit. Still 0-0.
How can it still be 0-0? What?
I'm putting reefroids in every day still, and like Liam advised me, use moisty shrimp for the food, and yeah, that's 2 weeks now. Still not.
I am picturing you sitting with your wee girl, right? And you know you pretend to have a tea party, and there's not actually anything in the teacups and the tea because it's hot water, and you don't want your kids to burn themselves. Are you doing that with your reefroids? It's not actually anything in it. And you're like, oh, one for the tank. And she's like, one for me.
Yeah, exactly that, yeah. I'm going to get the tub. I'm going to get the tub and just empty it in there soon and just see what happens.
What could go wrong? Look at my tank. Just go for it.
Oh, well, that's it. What have don't go on there.
I realised this week that I'd run out of lanthium about 2 months ago, and I've been looking at wrong chamber in dosing container.
I don't mean to laugh at stuff like this because it's.
I do.
But it's man.
I just look at it and go, never mind. So when you call,
so now you don't
when
need
you call over, take some of my water because it's going to be at about 0.4.
So
fuck it.
I'll bring a tub with me.
What do you use for testing anyway? Just out of curiosity.
Sally Furts.
Do you taste it?
No, I don't taste it. I'll use my Sally Furt, or whatever testers.
Whilst you're on your computer, get a Hannah checker ordered.
How many corals do you have in there? Are you loaded up with some corals?
It's fairly full now, yeah. There's not much, there's not much spice left, but I've had a few issues with the corals as well. But my torch has come back, my golden torch, but one of the acros is bleaching out now, so
That make me nervous.
I'll let I ain't that fussed about the acro. I'd rather keep the golden torch.
Have you tried dosing actual phosphate, like instead of reefers?
Nah, not yet.
Potassium.
I got shouted at when I was going to buy it all last week.
Who
reads some limits?
Who shouted at you? Let me. I'll tell them off.
It felt like it was a group shout. And then I haven't even touched the tank. I cleaned the glass this morning, and then my little Zoa rock, which I think I said on one of the other past ones, where it had a few aptasia on. The pistol shrimps come out and just rolled the rock over, and I thought, oh, that's them gone. That's got aptasia on again, so that rock's coming out.
Is that the only aptasia?
Yeah, it's always on that rock. So for a few Zoas, I might as well just chuck the rock and not have them in there.
The thing about aptasia is, though, it's like the chances are it's in your pipe work, or there'll be other aptasia.
Cheers, Ron. Cheers.
Sorry, just gotta be realistic. I thought my tank had zero aptasia, and then I took the pipe out to clean it one day, and I was like, "A fucking farm of them, a farm of them." So they're just hiding in there. Just the copper band just keeps on top of them.
Might as well just add the first one on purpose.
I almost feel like that sometimes.
Then you don't feel bad about trying so hard.
You know you did it, and it's fine. And you do get slightly hardier aptasia than others, I've noticed. I mean, Jim has some that are so transparent that when he shoots the laser, the laser doesn't actually contact the aptasia, it just goes straight through it.
Hell.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
But you can get a laser for them.
No.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Who said
don't
that?
do it.
Did that? No. You can blind yourself, your daughter, your neighbour, any pet.
The reflection and
I ain't worried about that.
Yes, gross disregard for
the fish.
Holes in your pants.
Fuck off.
You don't have any. Have you added any dry rot recently, Rama? Could it be binding up somewhere?
No, everything what's in there is just as it has been for the past 3 or 4 months. Don't know. I think I've slowed down with the water changes, but even that's not because I was doing like 20 litres a week.
Have you turned your skimmer off as well then?
Yeah, that's been off.
I'm with Liam here. I would strongly recommend getting the phosphorus ULR HANA checker, which will give you a much finer point of where you actually are rather than just
got a number. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can borrow. I ain't got the high range one. I've got the normal one. But you're more than welcome to borrow mine when you bob up next week.
I'll just borrow one next week. Then I ain't got to worry about getting it back to you. Then,
I don't use it anyway, so don't worry about it.
Thing is, if Rama spends his money on that, it will save him spending his money on a laser, so it's all good.
Or a Manjano wand.
Did you see his fucking face when we were talking lasers?
Mangina?
Mangina.
Oh, man.
Because I know Rami won't know what one is, but Manjano, whatever, how you fucking pronounce it, wand. Mahano wand. We're basically a stick with some live wires and a switch. So you put the stick in the water, switch it on, and it electrocutes them. That's what we used to use a few years back.
A wand?
I've got one of those. It spreads them like crazy.
Mm.
Yeah, it did.
A cattle prod, do it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's just a firecracker. So, anything else to report in your week in reefing, Rama?
My Trident's about 0.5 out on the alkalinity again, so that's already slipped after 2 weeks.
Wow.
So I'm going to have to. I think it just needs the service kit and everything, like just cleaning out properly. But I think
God,
Region
those
A
things
is
seem
coming
like
up.
such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, fuck those things.
It's only recently that mine started to become a pain in the arse, like. But it's yeah. I was going to take Lee's advice and drop kick it, but I'll try cleaning it first.
I look at the Trident like a car. You can't just drive a car forever without doing something, and the Trident needs. It's such a tiny. I don't know whether those of you that own a Trident, have you noticed the size of the hole in the tube? It is microscopic, so it needs so little pressure to get water. That's why the hole's so small. Because if it was a great big pipe, you'd have to suck in gallons of water, and you'd have to have a much bigger pipe, much bigger pump, all the rest of it. And it's
what do you mean? It's so small. I thought it was about normal size, that pipe.
It's about average.
Yes. Let's go with average. Fucking hell.
About 6 inches.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that UK average?
That's 6 inches for me.
That's why all lady drivers in the UK bang into stuff, because they're all told that is 6 inches. Yes. Anyway, yeah, my point is just that the tiniest little blockage in that pipe. Do you have the little filter on the end of your inwards going?
Nah.
Oh, okay. So the new fresh kits, you get your in pipe, your out pipe, a brand.
I bought some spare pipes, so it might be. I haven't actually opened the Amazon packet what they come in. I just know what there was when they was delivered and stuck it in the cupboard, like. But
so you don't have the full refresh kit.
I've got.
The cuvette
I don't have it. I just bought the 2 inline and the waistline and the intake line, just as a spare, just in case.
I would definitely get the refresh kit, because it gives you all of the pipes, the inward pipes, a new cuvette, a new filter for the inlet.
It actually comes with the cuvette as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, right, okay.
It's actually I'll just go and grab one. I'll show you.
What's up, Rob?
Oh, hello, Rob.
Totally forgot about this.
Oh yeah,
I thought you were on vacation again.
You're back now. Quiet.
Oh.
Okay, so it comes with a brand new actual main pump. Sorry, not motor, just the outside housing.
Yeah.
It comes with the pipe sections that are actually on the inside of the Trident, along with the little nipples that join the pipe. It comes with
those are so much fun with one hand.
Cuvette and a new cuvette pipe. Okay.
Oh.
So all
this
I'm
is different to the original one.
Yeah. All I'm trying to say is, if you're going to replace any of it, do all of it, because if you don't do all of it, there's still potentially a blockage somewhere.
But how much are them kits?
I was about to say that.
They are like 90 quid.
What?
But Rama,
Head nipples.
90? What?
Whoa. Rama,
Yeah.
I have 3 in stock.
Okay.
And will only charge you cost, and I will post you one.
for you.
Okay.
Send me a message. Send me a message.
90 for that?
Yeah.
What a kick in the dick.
Yeah.
These big spenders, right, Jason? Like,
fuck that. Well, I wouldn't have that. That thing's way too finicky for me anyway. That Trident be out in my yard. I'd have done thrown it. Fuck that piece of shit.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for that.
It's like Ron says, you got to maintain your car. Why not just fucking walk?
I mean, I maintain my car, but I'm not fucking with that thing. Mm-mm.
Hey, Rob, how are you?
Hello. Thought I'd slip in at the end,
Ooh.
like I do with my sex.
So, Jim, your week in reefing.
Same old shit. I haven't really been doing anything.
The glass is clean, though.
I'm looking. Yeah, I cleaned a little bit of the glass. You know, I got the snails were getting tired of doing all the work for me.
They're banging on the glass. Clean it.
Like
So
Lee's
leave your message then.
Lee's message, like the cunty snails.
So go on.
I started thinking though, like I basically dose bath salts. Like the shit that I put in my tank is straight off Amazon as far as calcium chloride, and I mean it's fucking pool grade. Just dump it in and trying to adjust just pool and spas. And then my soda ash, Rob, I do the sodium carbonate, not the sodium bicarbonate, because trusting that I can dump 400 milliliters into my tank in the morning would scare the shit out of me.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, right? Like, fuck it, just YOLO. Fucking how much? So I started thinking about that for some reason. I thought, that stuff could be building up in my tank if there's, trace elements in there or garbage, because I'm not getting pharma grade shit. So I thought I'm just going to run carbon. I haven't run it for a few months. What's the difference? I'll run it. Yeah, I'm stripping some stuff out. But
when you mix it, does it look like physically clean when you mix it up, or does it look like sort of?
Yeah, it mixes up. If I let it sit for a little while, it clears up, and my containers are clear. But still, it's not the best. And I've always run homemade mixes of stuff, and I've always run carbon. And my tank's doing okay, but I thought maybe it's been doing okay long term because I'm helping get some of the bad shit out. And since I stopped helping get some of the bad shit out, could it slowly go south? I don't know.
This is why I'm sending out ICPs since mixing my own sodium carbonate, just in case. Because I'm not using high end stuff; it's just cleaning stuff.
Right. Same with me. And I've never run an ICP. Sell it for test kits. No eggs. So I don't know what's in my tank. So I'm just running carbon. That's the only thing new for me. I spent 5 minutes, scraped a little bit of the glass with my Magna scraper, and gave the snails a break on the front wall so I can inspect and make sure that my corals aren't dying like Ron suggested, and feed the fish every week. Other than that, YOLO.
Yeah, it's so strange that so many people have so many things going on in reefing, and most of the fuck ups are because of technology. Jim's just like, my reef's perfect, and I do fucking nothing. Everyone should take a little bit from that.
Well, that's what scares me about what Rob's getting into. Like,
well, we're about to
people who start tinkering, like, yeah, when you tinker, you better be careful. And I mean, yeah, we got Dr. Rob here, so I'm not saying he's going to fuck it all up, but God, he's scaring me.
Actually, before we go on to Rob, actually, Russ is hanging in the wings in silence. So, Russ, you're weak in reefing. Now, have you been getting new corals, or are you getting rid of old corals?
Getting rid of old corals, sending them to Pests Premier LFS, GLC. We've been swapping some corals, so getting rid of the Montes, Digis, LPS, and going back to mainly acros. But that was 2 weeks ago. So this week has just been kind of chilling. Tomorrow I'll probably go to the LFS and get rid of that green Anacropora, break off pieces of Digis and Montes. Just store it for food.
The big Anacropora that's right in the middle, growing out of your water?
Yeah, it doesn't ship well. It kind of just shatters. And I mean, I would need a huge bag to put it in, so I'm just going to take it to the LFS.
The whole thing, or are you going to leave a little frag in there?
The whole thing.
Fuck.
They are super fragile. I just look at them funny in my frag tank, and there's a whole branch off it. And because they don't exist at all, you've got to use glue and putty, and pain in the ass.
The fish crack it apart all the time.
Yep, super brittle. Sorry, Taters, on you go.
No, that's pretty much it. It's in kind of cruise control right
I can
now. Not
hardly
adding any more fish. Not really doing much except moving things over more back to acros.
I don't know if you guys can make Russ out. I'm struggling to hear him.
Quite low.
Yeah, just it's like you're talking through a radio. I don't know what's happened.
Are you in the tank, Russ, while you're doing this?
I asked earlier if the audio quality was shit for anyone else in Discord, so it must be my internet.
Yeah, I mean, you sound very far away, like you're miles from the mic.
I did reply, just to say, yeah.
It's Ron's fault. Don't worry.
Yeah, I did notice that, Jason. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So before we move on to Dr. Hutchinson, your mic is low as well, Rob. I'm sorry.
Yep. Bring the microphone closer, my guy.
Because you slated me last time because you could hear the fucking ants walking across my driveway or something.
Yeah, we need to try and find a happy middle ground.
Yeah, try and get it right in here.
I live my life all or nothing.
I was watching you
Chinese 50%.
If you turn it up 0.4 of a decibel, that'll be perfect.
Oh, hello, Mr. Lux, man.
half a lux.
Half a lux.
Half a lux. Right.
I'm so glad everybody watches the videos all the way to the end. That's what that proves.
Right. Is it changing at all?
No.
What then?
Louder, any louder, any louder.
What did you say?
You're literally... So I've got a green bar on my little...
Any louder?
Yes.
It is a little. Yeah.
Is that any good?
Ah, God, Jesus, Rob, that's low.
My eardrums are bleeding.
No, that is better, Rob.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
lot better.
gonna have to ask Rob what's going on with the beard.
I like
Laziness,
it.
mate. That's what that is. That is pure laziness.
I like it.
Done.
So you're not prepping for Christmas fair then?
Well, this way, it don't matter what, my head's up, it's the same length.
Getting ready for Santa.
Play Santa for the grandkids.
Exactly, yeah. I was going to make such a fucking inappropriate joke there, but I'm not going there. Right.
Oh, go on, please.
It's salty banter, Rob. It's not the Reefing Network today.
Yeah, we can say bum and tit and everything.
Yeah.
Bum and tit.
Bum and tit.
I came on and Ron was talking about head and nipples and tubes for his. I was like, oh, wow, straight in at the deep end there.
See, as soon as I said the word nipple, I knew you were going to be the only fucker here that would be like, nipple.
Yeah, Rob, ask him about his tank.
Well, ask Ron.
Yeah. I'm going to spotlight it and you can see if you can see anything.
You got a bacteria bloom in there?
No, it's snail jizz.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So,
Did the temperature drop?
That's funny. We've just talked about this. No, the temperature didn't drop, but I did change my return pipe, which meant gluing, and I left it for a couple of hours. And any time I've used solvent weld on a pipe, and I've left it for a couple of hours to dry, and then I've fired the pressure back up, my snails always go off.
Ooh, chemically induced spawning.
Who has kids going fucking bananas?
Awesome.
Oh,
Whoa.
Sorry, I'll go shut cellar door.
Oh, that's so wrong, Lee.
To be fair, they sound like they're having a good time.
Oh dear, fucking hell.
So Rob, your weekend reefing. So I saw you on Friday night's live stream with Mike, Drippy, and Jeremy.
Yeah, it was good actually.
I've not finished
Mike's
it yet.
nice guy.
I got about halfway through, and then got sidetracked with Salty Banner.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I don't know Mike, but he's very good, very knowledgeable. Obviously that's up in Liverpool, his shop, so I've never actually been there. So it's got a pretty good reputation. I mean, what made me laugh is him and Jeremy, because I think Jeremy lives that way as well. Well, we got good shops up here, and it's like, you listen to Tom, it's like a fucking desolate desert of shit shops. And then
Yeah, that's basically what it's like up here.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike literally went, "Oh, we're spoilt up here for good shops," and I'm like, going, "Are we all looking at the same map?
So what's the
You guys,
Yeah.
Sorry,
do you
what's the
guys
tr-
all live in the same area? or
West
what?"
side of Manchester onwards, brilliant. Manchester east is shit.
Okay, so it is actually devoid of fish shops.
Yeah, we've got no decent shops around here at all.
Nope.
Which
Apart from
means-
Southeast
I think
Marine
this-
that you went to
I
over
think
there.
it's just a UK thing because y'all don't want to drive nowhere to get the stuff. Y'all are
No,
like,
we don't. No.
well, it's got to be like
Yeah, right.
20 minutes for me, and that's it. And
I want
if
to
it's
trip
not
up on my
within
doormat,
15
Jason.
minutes,
I'm falling
it's not
to
here.
an LFS.
See, to be honest, if you guys paid what we paid for fuel, you wouldn't want to fucking drive anywhere either.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I drive 60 miles one way to work.
yeah.
Yeah,
Costs
been-
Well, that's because you
4
want to live in
cents.
the wilderness.
Yeah, but that
You're
costs you
fucking
about,
right.
what,
I hate
20
people.
pence in fuel?
Yeah.
Sorry, Rob.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Well,
Just forget the tea.
Yeah.
I fucking knew that was coming. I knew.
It's like every time my door goes, Jim's like, "Oh, he's not made the fucking tea again."
I recognized her voice.
Hilarious.
Like, I'm like, I know that person. Fuck.
My favourite bit of Friday night's live stream was when Banks ran in and just squeaked his ball.
Oh, yeah. It's like welcome to my life.
It's amazing.
18 hours a day I listen to that. Fucking hell. What were we talking about?
Your weekend reefing.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah.
When an
technicalities.
inappropriate joke you were going to tell us.
Oh, about the Santa Claus beard, yeah. Yeah, we've moved on. Yeah, I think you've trumped that one with your kids in the basement, Lee.
Yeah, true. Sorry.
So I've just come back, literally just come back from AAC. I forgot all about this. And I've been to AAC because they've got a pair of Japanese swallowtail butterflies.
Oh,
Well, you
cool.
told me you got
Quite
some
rare.
pictures.
It's quite a rare. I didn't actually.
Fuck's sake, Ron.
No,
He's a bit touchy about pictures in the shop, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm,
don't
not
bother when
sure.
I take
I'm
'em.
sure if I'd have asked, it would have been all right. But yeah,
Oh,
it's just they are nice. I met Drippy. There. That's why we met up for a chat. Yeah, they are quite nice actually. But there's 600 quid, no, 700 quid for the male, and 600 for the female. No, 500 for female. I don't know. Quite a bit of money anyway. So. So yes, that's weird. So they are quite rare fish. They're quite rare. So I've never seen them in the flesh before. Oh, well done.
I haven't either.
So the males are probably the best picture there is see the sort of 2/3 down, second in from the
That one?
right. No, go down 2 rows further down. Oh, you've changed it.
This one?
That one, that one. Yeah. So see those yellow colours. That's kind of what
I
they
want
got.
that one there.
Yeah. So they look very similar to that actually. So they're
Like
lovely
half a
birds.
gold flake.
Yeah, so I messaged Ryan, Prestige Reef, because they've been talking about getting these for years, the pair of them, him and the reef dog. Right, I've gone, just come back from AAC, bosh. Boner! Dear. I
Who was
forgot.
that? Because
Sorry.
Oh, a quick draw McCraw.
Sorry.
oh man.
Dear. Yeah, so I messaged Ryan and went, I
Oh,
got these at AAC.
Sure.
And he went, yeah, and he had a pair. He's got his own pair.
oh.
So I was like, so that's weird because I've not seen those fish for the whole time I've been in the hobby. I've never. fished
I've
them.
Me
never
either.
seen a pair for sale.
Yeah.
Ever.
And then I spoke to Paul.
Well, look,
about
Zach's
chat-
got a
about-
customer.
Oh, hello.
Who's Rhonda?
Did you hear what happened when he said about Taters drew a penis on a box and sent him a box of corals and Zach was in the shop and Brianna was there and he didn't realise there was a customer there and he said to Brianna, oh look, there's a little penis down there right in front of the customer.
I like putting it under the label on an inside flap, just a little surprise.
Good. A bit regular customer of yours now.
I mean, I would go back instantly. I'd be like, remember
would.
getting into that shot?
He was
That's my kind
mid
of store.
swing. He was mid swing. I thought he was just going to close it and walk away.
Brilliant.
How much for the little penis?
Yeah.
See, if I'd have been customer, I'd have just continued walking in saying, it's only a little one, I'm far away.
Yeah.
Father Ted joke. So, Rob, are you tempted by this pair of fish?
Get him, Rob.
I
Get him.
was.
And how much are they, if you don't mind me asking?
I stood in the shop for an hour just kind of staring at the tank going, how can I get that into my... Because I've already got a male and 2 female swallowtails. So obviously it would have caused absolute carnage. So I'm going, I could take them out, put these... Because you had the male and 2 females. I could put them in and I just...
Do it.
No,
Do it.
didn't do it, Lee. I slapped myself in the face and went,
Just
no,
do it.
on.
stop it.
Did you take the
UK's
swallowtail out the
Andrew
tank and
Sandler.
just-
Andrew Sandler ain't got any of them, so...
Yeah, the
you'd have
UK's
one over
Andrew
him.
Sandler. He would get him.
If you'll get him, Rob, it's the only chance I'm ever going to get to see him, you see, because I'm not going to be down thingy for a while. So,
Here come the edits, Ron.
Ron's face is just like, you absolute bellend.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, right, so my week in reefing, I'm trying to think what I've done. Yes, I'm going to change my dosing, which I've already kind of alluded to slightly. I'm just going to boof in a load of bicarbonate in the morning and watch all the fish float to the top.
So can you just explain, obviously I watched the same video you did with Doug Dorrit from Frag Farm when he was on Reef Bum. And I took some things from that, which was my calcium's too high. Then you messaged me like 10 minutes later and you said, I've just ordered a big bag of sodium bicarbonate. So you want to just talk us through why you've decided to order that and what the reasons are?
Well, the main reason is for me is that the combination of a calc stirrer, sodium hydroxide, and a calcium reactor is a constant battle to balance with the sort of basic alkalinity in the tank. The main thing that for me is when I go away, I can't get enough calc in the calc stirrer to last, so it becomes a pain in the arse basically. So I either have to change the dosing of the sodium hydroxide to compensate as the calc levels fall, as the potency falls over the time I'm away. So I have to do that manually, kind of adjust it. And then I have to balance as the corals are taking up more alk, I'm upping the amount of time that the calcium reactor runs, and then to counteract the negative effect of the pH on the calcium reactor, I'm trying to manipulate my sodium hydroxide dosing. I can do it, and I've done it obviously for the last 2 years, but I just, when you just sit back and go, it's quite a complicated process, really.
Sodium bicarb definitely sounds nice.
So I just thought, yeah, maybe and bizarrely, I've spoke to Mo, Mo's Reef that you guys in the States probably wouldn't know him, but if you find him, he's got an amazing tank. He's got an 8 foot by 8 foot square by, I think it's 2 foot, 3 foot tall.
Built his house around it, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a few quid. So he...
And he got some Panthers in there as well.
He's got 2 of the Abyss 150 cannons and 2 or 3 of the Banter 63s. So he's got like...
That's a lot of flow.
15 grand of wave pumps in the tank.
It's more than my car cost.
He's got the Dream Box 4 Roll exclusive sump. Yeah, I mean, he's got everything proper touch on.
Abyss return pumps.
Yeah, it's got all of that. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice tank, but it's so bizarrely, I messaged him to try and get him onto a live stream, and he was saying that he's. Oh, I'll tell you what he was on. Greg Carroll on Instagram when he does his live things
from the car or the toilet.
That's it. Yeah, I think he was on the shitter.
Yes,
and I just happened to see it, and it came up, and Mo was on it. And he was explaining that he's just gone over to the bolus method. And I thought the Americans were being slightly aggressive, if I'm honest. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Jason.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. So so I was like, wow, he's getting a rough time, because they were asking him a lot of questions, and they were just going, hey, you don't fucking know. I've been reading like exciting papers like this, which they are using bicarbonate to sequester carbon into salt water, so you can pull it in and trap it using bicarbonates. It's a chemical process. You can kind of load it, so you can because normally obviously seawater and the atmospheric CO2 levels are pretty much the same. They're always fighting to equilibrize, but they can load it apparently into seawater by pulling it in with these bicarbonates, and you get a differential between the atmospheric and the sea. And that's kind of what they're doing with this bolus method. The difference here is it comes back out, so it all goes in during the day with that massive single dose, which is why you don't get a big spike in your alg, and it gets pulled into these like carbonic acids and CO2, and then over the course of the day, because it's getting used, it comes back out. Obviously, in the science, when they try to sequester carbon dioxide, they don't want it to come back out, do they? They keep loading it in, but obviously in a reef tank, because it's getting used, it comes back out over a 24-hour period.
So the timing of this one dose is crucial, isn't it?
Has to be done in the dark. Well, it doesn't have to be, but if you don't want to nuke your tank, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what would happen if you did it not in the dark. But obviously, the idea is you do it 30 minutes. You dump your whole daily 24-hour dose in 30 minutes before your lights come up. You ramp your lights up quick, so they go from sort of not being on to being fully on in about 10 minutes. And you ramp up more than you would normally have for your midday peak. You kind of shift the peak to the first 2 hours, 20% extra, and then you take that 20% off further down the day. And you also, which I think is quite important, by the sounds of it, you need to dose things like bromine, fluorine, iodine, the halides basically, because they think there's some sort of like a protective element for when the lights come on really high and sudden, that they use those elements as some sort of protection against the sun. I mean, I'm, ad-libbing slightly, but that's my take on it.
Was this the same conversation that they talked about the fact that actually having these fancy LED fixtures that ramp up over an hour and a half and stuff, that's not actually what happens in nature because of the way water filters light from the sun? Was that
this is something else. When I love going down the rabbit hole. So I tried to work out what the angle of instant light is, that when it hits salt water, what the angle is between deflection and penetration.
Yep.
Right, some amazing images on Google. Yeah. But yeah, so it's like most things,
Sounds like a Friday night.
Lee has just completely lost it.
It's Jason's fault.
It's always Jason's fault. It's hilarious that people blame me for everything when he sits sniggering like a child.
It has been his fault from the beginning, hasn't it, Ryan?
Yes, it has.
Yeah, just here's the word penetration. Yeah.
Hold on to that, post a bag of jelly dicks. Anyway.
Hey, that would have been fantastic.
You want a simple answer, and you never get one, do you? So, but yeah, basically, because on the equator the sun does rise pretty quick, so the light. Yeah, I mean, I've been there, so yeah.
Is there an understanding of everything with this binding? Like, is there anything within the reef tank that could happen that could somehow release the binding of the carbon?
What, you mean over the 24-hour period? You mean?
Well, you're saying it's binding up and almost creating a reservoir to release throughout the day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is there anything possible that we're not thinking of, or you're not thinking of, or within this system that can actually help release it, which would cause an overdose?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, it's going to be the same as anything, Jim. It's going to have some negative effect somewhere. It's going to pull something out of the water column, whether it's a random trace or, you know, everything you put in your tank is never going to be 100% only does what you want it to. But it's just, I mean, the main reason is, well, one, I like to just fuck around with my tank, as most people are kind of working out. And two, it's going to be so simple. If it works, it's just going to be so simple. It's just dose once a day and cheap as shit. I mean, I can buy 25 kilos of this for 50 quid.
Yep.
Yeah. So how much do you estimate you need to dose every morning?
I think at the moment it's going to be 600 mil in one.
So why not dose? Why not just have a doser dose 60 mil 10 times a day?
The day? Because apparently the effect of dosing it in one big dose, so to speak, is it stabilises your pH better.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Surprise. Julian has shown up and he's eaten his fucking dinner. Jesus Christ.
You got permission to eat it.
Have you brought enough for everyone?
What's he eating?
Look at his face. He's like, fuck you.
Are you done, ladies? Ladies, are you done?
Oh, somebody joking, Julian.
No, I'm playing. I'm eating the same thing as last time, Tom. Like on autopilot, ground turkey, the toast, the veggies. I didn't mean to derail the conversation. I think Rob is, I'm fascinated. I tuned in just to learn some stuff, but y'all, bunch of lunatics, derailing the good conversation about reefing. I'm trying to learn a thing or two.
This is actually a genuinely good conversation.
Yeah, I'm saying. That's why I'm like, I'm going to come on camera and let them know I'm paying attention with the eye contact. I was debating
but then
on the
it
video.
wouldn't be salty banter if it didn't rear off.
This is why I stay off cam.
Mute your fucking mic. I don't want to hear
your
you
coffee
chew.
cup up, for fuck's sake. That'd be another half hour. Size of your hand.
That's after lunch, Rob.
That's it, yeah.
Okay. Let's mute the back to the conversation.
Yeah, what's the
See, Julian.
Yeah, so the idea is, Jim, right? So I mean, I haven't done it yet, so I'm just going on what other people have said. I'm going to what the conversation I had with Mo this morning, because he has been doing it for I'm not sure how long, but he was getting problems with precipitation with his calc, and he was doing the slurry method because he was struggling to keep his pH up. So it's like a lot of tanks, you know, you start off with calc, your pH is fine, and over time it seems to just trend downwards. So then he's made a really, I think that's what Chris Meckley does? Is he a slurry man? I can't remember.
No.
Someone in the
No, it's mixed
Don't mention that.
saturation.
Someone.
Slutty man.
Slutty.
Different.
Someone does slurry. I can't remember who advocated using slurry.
Jim
does.
Yeah.
Jim.
Telegraph. That's all I'm thinking.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
Telegram.
Yeah, right.
crap?
Oh, fucking national newspaper.
Fuck off.
It's a
You didn't even know what it was.
Sorry,
I'm the only one who
independent.
remembered.
Was it the Herald?
Yeah. To Telly Pole. Anyway.
Yeah.
Tele-
Inch on my head.
Fucking hell, it's so hard to have a conversation on there. I can't even remember what I was saying now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, if you play with if you were to dose soda ash, which ups your pH, and you were to time that, you know, if you had a Trident and you were measuring your alk and throughout the day, you could time your doses of your soda ash to stabilize that pH.
Ratio of what you're dosing throughout the course of a 24-hour period to keep say you want to keep your pH at 8.2 and you have to dose 24 amounts of 100 ml, say, to keep it there. I think the idea is with the bolus is you could dose, so rather than dose 2,400 ml throughout a day, you can dose, let's say, 800 in one dose, and effectively you get the same result.
Okay. I do think that you can get, well, what I've found is you get a little more bang for your buck with the concentration of sodium carbonate versus sodium bicarbonate.
I mean, because initially most people think that bicarbonate will drop your pH initially, and why most people dose carbonate rather than bicarbonate, don't they?
Which is why Jim is baking his
bake it. Yeah, exactly.
bicarbonate.
I just started buying it. I can get Arm & Hammer soda ash for 20 cents more a pound than the bicarbonate.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's probably cheaper than it is to bake.
But I can also mix a denser mixture with the carbonate than the bicarbonate. I don't know if that's a thing, but that's what I've found.
Saturation point.
Yeah.
So
you find
it
the
helps me with.
hydroxides aren't doing as much, Rob. Sorry.
I think they've just. I mean, I know they pull out some traces, and I think they. I mean, obviously, what happens this time of year is because I'm dosing to my total evaporation rate. My evaporation changes by like 15 litres a day on that tank. So in the summer, I can dose 30 litres a day. In the winter, I dose about 14, 15. So it's a big swing in just the physically amount of calc I can get in the tank. And
what about the sodium hydroxide? You still using that?
Yeah, I was going to say. So I'm using it, but I'm just kind of, I'm trying to put that absolute minimum in. So I'm ramp the calcium reactor up, so I know that I'm putting CO2 back in the tank. Because bizarrely, I want CO2 in the tank because I don't want to shift that ionic balance by not putting it in there and just using calc and sodium hydroxide, because I think it does strip it out and you run into problems. And I think long term, that's what would happen. I'd start seeing precipitate. And I just see a light dusting on the bottom of my tank.
I've always thought about that, like with you guys that are dosing calc using your ATO or however. I don't understand why, and the variations throughout the seasons in the year, or just whatever. I'm more of the simplified guy, like kind of what you're going for. Why don't you find the bare minimum? Because calc's cheap too. Why don't you find the bare minimum of what you can dose throughout the year? So it's, instead of it being the auto top off, this is the minimum I want to dose with cheap calc, and that's going to be a stable. And then on top of that, I need to do something a little more like what you're talking about. Like, why didn't you ever level it out and try and not to play these games of fluctuation?
Well, it's just because tanks do fluctuate, don't they? As the corals grow, they're always changing anyway. But it's just, I mean, I'm not chasing pH really. I mean, I think where a lot of people run into trouble is they get in their head, I want 8.3, and I want 8.3 all year. And in the winter, when my evaporation's half what it is, they use
Lee, shut the door again.
Slurry of calc or something.
I'll shout at him.
What is he doing?
It's your fucking grandkids, Rob.
Oh, sorry. I've got headphones on. I can't hear.
It just got so much louder there.
That's probably my 37-year-old son, to be honest.
Sounds like a woman.
I'll tell him that.
Oh, sorry, Rob. It was just getting louder and louder there, and Liam started sniggering and.
Plus, we've gotten way off topic by actually talking reef tanks here for a little while.
Sorry. What the
we might lose views.
Yeah.
Give us a thumbs down.
So I'm going to start that. So Monday, I'm at Derby University looking at Spaffy spawning.
I am so fucking excited for you.
Yeah, I'm quite excited actually. I don't want to get too excited because the chances of it actually happening on the day. I mean, I just spoke to Paul at AAC, and then they went to the Horniman, didn't they, with Than and Pat and Trish and Tony Vargas. And they went, fucking Jamie Craggs, he went, come at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
They turned up 11 o'clock.
Boom.
He put the colony in a fucking bucket and just put it on the desk and went, at a spawn at 11 in the night, 11 o'clock, boss spawned. I mean, I was like, yeah, it's quite impressive. It's quite impressive. Yeah. So apparently they're all like just looking at this, I can't remember what it was actually, what coral it was, but they're all just there looking at it. I'm just spawning in a bucket in front of them.
Wait, one of them corals or one of them?
That's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, that's coral.
What's that? That's coral.
That's a frag. That's a colony.
That's a colony, and that's is that an anemone? What is it? Is that a torch?
LPS.
LPS.
Complicated.
Sorry, Rob.
Complicated is sign language. Yeah.
Not 6 inches.
Yes.
Absolutely.
What's this?
Oh.
Just the one frag, Jason.
Okay.
Yes, that's it, basically. That is my week in reefing.
But that is exciting. That is really, really exciting.
I hope you're going to be checking some videos, Rob.
Tank. I'm going to try. I mean, it's weird. I don't want to fucking turn up and just, you know what I mean? Just like set up cameras.
Don't be that guy.
Get out of the way. I need to. Yeah, don't want to be that twat.
I think he's expecting you to be actually physically involved in helping, which obviously is an amazing experience.
It did sound like he was expecting me to be proper hands-on and doing stuff. I was like,
that'd be amazing, though.
Don't forget your
little
laptop.
apprentice
Rob
Rob
to my head or something.
Don't lab GoPro on your head.
Yeah, I mean, no more like I'll have the entire year's concentration spawn that they've been waiting all that time, and I fucking just turn around and fall over, chuck it across the floor.
It would not surprise me. Rob's eating a packet of cheddars in the corner. He just drops one, and that's it. Fucked.
Hopefully the floor isn't full of silica beads.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be good. Even if it doesn't spawn, just the fact I can be there for a day and just ask loads of questions and stuff is good.
I mean, how many people that are considering doing home spawning get to be involved in a university spawning program? That is something else.
Yeah.
I'm really jealous of that. I'd love to go myself, but then I look at Rob and I think what an intelligent guy he is, and then I think back to when he was trying to wash his silica beads and pouring water on something that absorbs water. What did you expect to happen?
How about washing a bird shit off his car with a scouring pad? I mean, does that? Oh, Liam does.
Oh, we don't need to talk about gas, or we don't need to talk about flaps. No flap talk.
Oh, Liam, you don't know about that? His scouring pad.
Liam's a clever guy.
You got to tell Liam about that, Rob. That was a good one.
Sorry, I've got no idea what you're talking about.
I have saved the photo.
Oh, of course you have. Yeah. Fucking fell in.
I haven't. That's Jim's job. He saves everything and then puts people fucking.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't put a face on the scratch.
Yeah, it's like my t-shirt shagging itself in Jim's GIF. Yeah.
Yes. Straight in the belly button.
Yeah. Good use of time.
That one you made the other day.
Can't clean his fucking glass, but I'll spend 4 hours making a gif of some geezer shagging a dog on a
shirt. He's got a fucking t-shirt. What do you want?
Well, listen, folks, I would love to continue this conversation. Rob was late, but thank you so much for joining. That was well worth it. Very interesting. But we're at the 2 hour mark, so we're going to have to wrap it up. I'm sorry, Big Hat Fanny Pack. You're not going to get your shot this week.
But tomorrow.
Should have been here earlier. Where you been?
He's still fucking...
Isn't tomorrow the tour? Save it for the tour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had to reschedule.
Yeah, I just figured he came to tell us it was rescheduled.
Did he just say he has to reach? Did you just say you have to reach? I mean, I'm trying to reschedule.
If you're going to cut us off at the 2 hour mark, if you have to cut us off at the 2 hour mark because we're sticking to the calendar, how long is the tank tour? If I have to be so mindful of the time, I'm sorry I'm late, boys, but
the agenda, Ron, you gave him the agenda, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You didn't get the agenda.
I think you're allowed 119.2 minutes for the tank tour.
Which is 3 lux.
And I elect Rob to be the
3
parliamentarian.
pineapples
Oh wait,
also.
here's the conflict. Or who's going to be there?
Yeah, I'm busy, so that's it. Fucked. There'll be no recording. I had to reschedule a double book.
All right. Well, I'll tell you about this week's in reefing as a segment of tomorrow, if you wish.
That sounds like a good plan.
I'm happy to carry on though.
No,
got a lively audience today.
It's fine. You're still eating. It's fine. I'd rather not.
This is why
I'm almost
I don't
done.
get this. He can speak while he's eating, and he still sounds better than what I do when I'm not.
That's true. He is not eating his own tongue.
How to enunciate, my man. Okay, two things. Well, first of all, shout out to Taters. Got the par meter, so I'm playing with the light a little bit to try and reduce algae. Yeah, so I think things are going well.
What were your reading if you don't mind me asking? So what?
It was like dialed, man. It was like 150 by the sand bed. And if I recall, it was like, it was about a week ago now. You know, I know you say that the week starts on Monday. So for me, maybe this was 2 weeks ago. So based on the calculation we established last time. So I think it was like close to, it was whatever the acros were desiring. I think it was 350, but I might be mistaken. It was like right up in that on the top of the tank. But I'm playing with the light duration. I think I've been exposing it to too much white light for too long. I think I suspect that that's part of the reason why I was seeing a little bit more algae than I'm used to on the sand bed, despite my cleanup crew. So I'm going to, and my levels look good. My parameters are okay. My phosphates in check. I'm feeding daily, thanks to some feedback from some of the colleagues, which is a big update. I'm using the mysis, frozen and thawed, in the Budnick squirt method.
Budnick squirt method.
And then the other big change. So those are kind of the light, the food, and then finally, I'm introducing chemical filtration. I'm doing Phosguard and C-Chem Purigen. With the attempt to put it in a filter sock. No. I'm using filter. That's funny. Do people do that?
Yes, they do. Yeah,
some people do. Some people they should fucking know better.
Fantastic. Yes, I may not feed often.
The fucking
that was of the
Ethiopia of reef tanks.
I've got some aggressive clownfish. It explains why my crabs are so mad all the time. But
it's the Hunger Games in your fucking tank.
I learned a lot this week. Hopefully no long-term implications there for the longevity of my fish. But
just shrunken stomachs and rickets.
Yeah, but all that to say, so I've got the Purigen and the Phosguard. I've got them in kind of media bags, and I've put them in the media caddy and the all-in-one, and I've scaled it down because it's packaged for the 100 gallon. So I just cut everything in 5 and then threw that in. I actually will be taking readings today because I introduced it to the tank on Tuesday or Wednesday. So it gives me about 4 days. That was kind of the recommendation for the initial read. So I anticipate that this will allow me to feed heavily, keep my nitrates and phosphates in check, to allow for a more stable environment for the addition of the acros. So I mean, rock and roll, pretty easy. I know it's a couple changes in 1 week, which I generally try not to do, but I figure the chemical media is maybe overdue. I'm still turning over 25% of my water over the span of the week, and that seems to be going well. So, between the lights and the chemical filtration, it again, big changes, but hopefully positive impact. So
I know you're a cool, calm customer that doesn't make snap judgments or change your mind quickly. I don't want to keep you awake at night, but I really don't like Phosguard. So Phosguard came under fire a couple of years ago because some people were finding it was leaching aluminium back into their systems. And the few people that actually did proper tests on this found it was indeed leaching aluminium back into their system. So be careful. Yes, Liam.
Soak it in RO for a week beforehand.
Okay.
For a week. I did a couple thorough rinses, but on the order of minutes, not for a week. Okay, so maybe aluminium.
Then it'll leach out all the aluminium. Yeah.
I think that tank is fucked. Rip clean.
Julian, don't hang yourself. No. At least turn your fucking.
You know what?
off.
No, Jim, I'll ask you to come over, and if you could drink all of the tank, I will start over. It's 20 gallons, maybe 12 with the rock and all. So if you come and you do that.
How many?
I mean, he's in Iowa, right? Like, what state are you in, Jim? We didn't clarify this.
It was UK. UK. Remember? Can't you tell from the accent?
No, I know. No, dude, you sound like you're from Philly. Like,
can't you tell he's got a Man United shirt behind him?
He's done the ironing again.
What?
No, okay, but for real, just back to the Foscard. Thanks for the tip. So I'll remove it and soak it.
No,
it's helpful.
It's not helpful. It's just something I found definitely from you. I used it for a few years when I first got into reefing, and it definitely was leaching aluminium.
So aside from the harmful side effects, right? What was the reduction in phosphate that you were able to reliably get?
Absolutely bullshit numbers in comparison to other actual GFO.
Get some lanthanum.
Lanthanum,
yeah. Lanthanum's the way forward.
All right, I'll have to.
Lanthanum comes with its own negatives, though. I don't know.
Well, there's always a negative. There's anything you add is there's always a positive and a negative. Like, you just have to figure out what if this positive outweighs the negative of whatever it may be, because there's always going to be a trade-off one way or another. You just got to figure it out.
Two thoughts on that, Jason. Excellent shirt is the first thought. Second thought is, given the fact that my phosphate's been kind of all over the place, but mostly I think as a function of using dry food, switching, and this is, I guess, a third change, switching to frozen food may make it difficult to understand if the reduction in phosphate's a function of Foscard or a function of the switch in food.
This is why in reefing you try and change one thing at a time, but in reality nobody does, because everyone wants to stop whatever is going wrong happening as quick as they can, so they just throw everything at it. It's stupid.
Just throw 6 hammers at the nail, and just one of them will hit it, and who cares which one? Just keep throwing the 6, right?
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, Rob, are you on mute?
Yes, he's definitely on mute. He's been chatting away, and he thinks we've just been dinging him.
Yeah, I was sitting again, you ignoring my comments on Foscard completely, but now I realise.
Oh, damn!
So,
you've been silent the entire time.
Rob, are you on mute?
Like, damn, this guy.
Foscard is an aluminium-based product. Is that not
is?
Right?
It's aluminium oxide.
Yeah. So I don't see how you can soak it and remove the aluminium when that's what it's made of.
Well, you see, it's about the fact that some people don't stick to the instructions about it not tumbling in the reactor. If you have it fully packed in those beads and they don't move, I think that the quantity of aluminium that actually leaches out is far less.
Right.
Okay.
Still sounds shit.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Why did you choose that? Was there a reason why you chose that? Because it's clean, I guess.
Well, actually, I have a very good friend from undergrad who is a professional marine biologist, and he's doing husbandry work and has kept tanks as long as I've known, for like 20 years now, and he swears by it. So I picked it up. I've had the packet for 7 months now. I'm at the 7-month mark with the tank, and decided at this point maybe to try it. In light of what I've learned today, my current thinking is that I'll remove the Foscard, see if the mysis, I'll measure to see, it won't tell me which of the variables, reduces it, but in the interim, maybe give it another week or two just with the mysis, and then reintroduce the Foscard while it remains soaking and fully packed. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Did
just
they,
use it in a quarter dose or something, what they recommend in your tank, just to air inside a quarter.
I must be
Are they the ones that
fucker in here trying to get it in the tank.
Yeah. Yeah, the freaky outlier in Litchfield. Yeah, no
That's it.
phosphates.
I will just be very
They won't even give
interested.
you phosphates.
I'll be very interested to find out when Rama gets his new Hannah checker what his actual phosphate levels are.
I was
that Salifert test is out of date.
I find it very
15.
hard to believe you're adding that amount of product and you're not getting a raise in phosphates. I find that hard to believe.
Are you putting rides in your tank, reef rides? If you put reef
yeah, for 2 weeks.
You're still getting no phosphate.
Be careful, Rama. You're going to swing yours like I did mine. If you're not careful, you're going to swing yours just like I did with mine because I was fighting the same exact thing. I was doing the exact same thing you are, fighting to keep nutrients, and then boom, I'm off the charts on the hand.
That's why I asked earlier how stocked your tank was, because when I was playing that game, I was playing it with an empty tank because it's gonna swing.
Yeah, just be careful.
Look at Rama's face, you poor sod. Look at him. He's
terrified. That's another night's sleep lost. He's like, Jesus Christ.
My bad.
I've chucked my refugium out the window from the last conversation.
I did the same thing. I did the exact same thing. I chucked the refugium out the window.
I've still got the
I'm adding all this, and then
got it. You just reduce the light on it at the minute. It's only running like 4 hours a night at the minute.
He's not as dumb as you, Jason. Not as dumb as you.
Well, man, I went for months with no nutrients in the tank. I was like, got to do something here, and I was having other problems because of no nutrients. So
yeah.
So you having
dangerous games
in your tank because you got no phosphate, or not really?
Well, the corals, I've had the golden torch shrunk. Yeah, corals. The golden torch shrunk. Right, I'm getting it all here now. The golden torch, like I thought it was dead this week. I genuinely thought it was dead because it was just there was no sign of life from it at all. I could just see like one little tentacle, if you want to call it, popping out, and then woke up the next day, and then there's a few showing, and then it's gradually coming back. But,
that's good.
Yeah, what type of gold is it?
One of the, I don't know, just gold one.
And you've done nothing in between it retracting and coming back.
I've just done a water change, that was it.
Hey, Jason, with your high phosphates, have you tried the once a week feed method?
No.
Oh.
That's plenty.
If I tried to feed my clownfish once a week, they would kill everything else in the entire fucking day.
Julie,
my clownfish are fucking dicks. They're not gonna. They're like, no. Mm-mm.
I'm gonna feed my tank yearly. Christmas Day.
Listen,
I'm just gonna throw in a full roast, and that'll be it for the year for him.
Julian's gonna have to come clean now. He's gonna have to come clean.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ron.
Really?
I like to feed the fish,
or not feeding.
Well, Julian.
Over to you,
Jim. Why don't you take it away?
So I was looking at this tank on Marketplace. You guys think it's the right build for me?
All right, so I'm new to the hobby. I've been reefing for 7 months and 3 days.
This is tomorrow's tank tour.
Oh,
fuck's sake!
Let's not happy.
Literally,
let's save it. Let's save it.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to say it.
Let's stick a pen in it, and
we should save that for tomorrow.
We'll
continue.
This was your idea, Ron. You mentioned this now during Salty Banter.
Sorry, you won't save it on a cliffhanger. It's good.
I don't think
end of season.
I do not think Julian's be able to hold this in.
Tank tour tomorrow.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow, everybody, for Julian Big Hat Fanny Packs tank tour. So yeah, all good, all good. So anyway, listen. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. It's been a really, really good one with some actual reefing in it, which has been disappointing.
Very upset about that.
Very strange.
We won't do that again.
Very odd. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. Please like and subscribe. Give us a like, give us a dislike. Nobody here really cares.
I care.
Not a sign off. I don't care. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
We actually don't have a sign off other than actually saying goodbye. We maybe need one. So let's try a new one. Let's try a new one.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yeah, but I'm at the age now where I don't look cool anyway. I never really did, so I tried to be cool, I guess, but
don't pull yourself down. I think you look cool as fuck, Jason.
So, can anyone see the tank behind me full of snail cum?
Oh, is that what it is?
Seriously, Jason or Mr. Budnick, do you want to explain how often this has happened to me when we hit record?
You're popular with the snails, man.
Fucking
snails
hell.
like it.
He says it's the snails.
The sniz is all over the place.
It's just natural nature.
Have you found it's something that's kicked it off that does that?
So, yes, Liam, there is something that kicks off, and quite often it's hands in the tank. But I have not had my hands in the tank at all today. I was re-sticking the MP40. You get the wee sticky pads with the cable ties for holding MP40s on? I was doing that in the new tank this morning. That's a ball ache because the tank is in a corner. So you've got to take up a set of step ladders and lean right down. Try to do a cable tie up. Oh, that's shit. But anyway, I don't know what's made them kick off today, but it is milky.
Mine seems to do that along with the urchins when I have a temperature fluctuation. When it goes cold to hot, not a lot, say down to 25.5 up to 27. That will suddenly induce a spawn of the invertebrates.
I don't understand how something so small can have so much spunk. And I'm not trying to be funny. I mean, this thing is... Is it manufacturing it as it's...
I was going to say, yeah, actually, when you think about it.
Obviously, you've never seen a midget sex show, then.
I had a customer yesterday who was telling me a story about how he used to maintain tanks, and at this one place he went to, every single time, big water change, all the bristleworms come out and would do the same thing, and then would just all of his worms would spawn.
Just during the water change?
Right after, yep. So he'd leave, clean it, and then it would just look worse when he left because it was full of worm sniz.
Whiz.
Whiz.
It's interesting. I wish I actually knew what it was. That was normally, though, it's physical hands in the tank. It seems to be after that, but
you're not playing Barry White in background, are you?
God, treat yeah.
They just like you.
One thing I do know that triggers it, and here's a weird one. You're probably not going to believe me. See if you add new pipework and you've used solvent weld.
I've been tripping off at fumes.
Well, I'm being deadly serious.
Buzzing their tits off, yeah.
Well, you've seen how loose women get when they've had a few beers. It's the same with them with fumes from that.
I am so glad I hit record before everyone joined for the show. But no, if you leave your pipework for a couple of hours, turn it back on, snail jizz. If you leave it overnight or even for a couple of days to dry, which actually this system was when I first set it up, snail jizz. As soon as you start running water through it. Weird.
When you say pineapples, though, the first thing that comes to mind is Little Nicky.
Yeah.
You remember Little Nicky, the Hitler with the pineapple?
Yeah.
He gets the little one.
I have no idea.
Are you kidding me, Ron? Like, you look confused?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, sorry.
Holy shit. Come on, man.
There's a scene in it where... Go on, I'll let you tell them, Jason.
You've never seen Little Nicky?
Nope. What's that?
Oh, man. Well, they're in hell, and there's Hitler's in a in a maid's outfit, and every day at 4 p.m. he gets a pineapple up the ass, but he has to pick the pineapple. So he picks the little one. And they're like, no. Devil's like, no, that's not it. So he gets the big one. That's it.
And it goes up his bum.
Yeah, every day.
It's Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you've never seen, you got to see Little Nicky. That movie's hilarious.
It sounds up my street. I'm not gonna lie.
It is. Yeah.
Adam, he plays the son of Satan, and there's three sons. Two of them escape, and he's got to go bring them back.
Yep.
It's one of his better films.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorites.
I'll make a suggestion to Bernadette that we watch that film.
She's going to cuss me.
She is going to cuss you. And she just stood up and she's now staring at me. Little Nicky.
Yeah.
Hitler gets pineapples up his bum.
Ooh. She's in.
Yes. Cheers. Download it now.
I'd rather skip a shit.
Oh,
never.
Man.
Oh no, don't do that.
Never skip a shit.
I did that yesterday, Jim. I was telling
you,
get it
back.
We're making our coffee
never
this
get it
morning.
Back.
We're making our coffee this morning. I said, wait till I tell Jim. She says, tell Jim what? I said, he says, never skip a shit. You'll never get it back. And last night at like midnight, I wake up. I need a shit. Oh man, yeah.
It's never the same as a needed shit. It's never the same.
Really isn't. It smells entirely different.
You don't get that relief afterwards either.
Nope. It's like, come on. This was yesterday's. Come on. Get out. I've got to make room for today's. Get the spoon, you know.